Hey, there we go. Evening, one and all. Welcome to TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics. We will discuss them. And as always, I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues. The Turkish immigrant is back from his holidays, the young man Dino, the man, the myth, the legend, Moobsy, and also Wendover Horn, aka Greg. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, so we're working on our stream now, so it should come up with comments coming through live as well on the screen. So if anyone's watching, hopefully that should work. Just bear with me, guys. Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go, mate. Yeah, it's all good, mate. And it's on the forum as well at last. So it does actually work. So it's a bit of a pain, but it's actually back on the forum. So if anyone's watching on the forum, yo. Right, okay, let's get straight on to it, guys. Just big shout out, as always, to the Watford Former Players Club, fronted by Pricey and Lou for Blissett. We're honoured and privileged to be in association with them. So big shout out to them. Okay, let's get straight on with the topics. Right, okay, so right, Dan's put the topic, he says sideways, backwards, repeat. Why can't we play the ball back and forwards, basically? So what do you reckon?
Who's going first?
Dino, go on, and Dino.
Oh, I don't know where to begin. I don't know why we play sideways. We have got the talent in the midfield to go forward. The fans are getting frustrated. I don't know, maybe they're doing movement at times, you know. I think it's because it's safe, isn't it? You know, they don't want to give the ball away, but I just don't understand it at times. It is so frustrating for all of us to watch. And I don't get it when players get down the wing and they have to cut in again, don't they, near the corner and put the ball in when they've already beat the man. I surely cleverly don't want us playing like this. It's too slow at times. It was again yesterday. We started off well, quick passing, 1-2s, and then within 10 minutes it dies out again, you know. I think we're too easy to read as well. Plymouth was comfortable, to be honest with you. I didn't think we looked like scoring at times till Bar come on. And like I said, I reckon it's just safe. I don't know why they can't mix the passes up with like a 45-yard diagonal pass. I don't know why they don't do it, because we've got plenty of players that have got that in our locker. We've got the ability there and we just don't show it. It's boring, isn't it? It's boring football. It pisses us all off, you know. There was a bit of booing at half-time, which I kind of didn't like, but I couldn't disagree with, because, you know, we were playing, no disrespect to them, they're bottom and we're 22 points better off, and it didn't really show, really. They looked just as comfortable, and really, they should have been ahead if it weren't for a great save by our keeper. And yeah, I'd just say safe, to be honest with you. I use the word because it's safe, and yeah, I can't put my finger on it. It's terrible to do with our ability. It should be a lot better, if I'm being honest with you. Miles better at this level.
Yeah. Moobs, what do you reckon, mate?
I did the sensible thing. I ended up missing the game yesterday, and apparently I didn't miss too much. Hey, Mahoney's back.
He's got a drink.
Right, boys.
Let's have a look.
It's just a frozen screen at the minute. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed yesterday in the end due to work commitments. But the sideways thing has been creeping in for a little while. It's not great. It's not pleasant to look at. It's not really nice to watch. It's frustrating because, like Dino said, we've got players that can offer different things, and suddenly we don't seem to want to do that anymore. So I'm a bit baffled as to what has suddenly gone on. I don't I don't like it, and I'm hoping they can try and sort it out. There are players in that team, you know, that don't really like to play that type of football. And if we're going to start playing that, well, we're going to be in problem. We're going to have problems.
Yeah, exactly. Nice Moobsy celebrating reaching the FA Cup semi-final as well. Yeah, a big evening to young Darren as well. But yeah, Greg, what's your take on it, mate?
Sideways and backwards everywhere we go. Yeah, you're right. It's boring. But is it Watford? Is it Watford or is it modern day football? I think it's a bit of both. You know, I would love somebody to say this is just a fashion. Let's go and play 4-4-2 and let's see what happens. Let's have a left-footed left winger on the left wing that gets to the left byline and crosses with his left foot, and a right-footed right winger on the right side who gets to the byline and crosses on his right foot. Instead, we've got the reverse, and they keep cutting in, and it's boring. You know, I watched England twice in the week. It was boring. It's a fashion. It's not just Watford. And I'm bored of it.
Pretty much, mate. That's the nail on the head, mate. Hello, Darren. So we can hear you this time. You all right, mate?
Evening, lads. Hope you're all doing well. I think a couple of things. I think Greg's right. I think the other week you posted something on Facebook, Pidge, about, you know, the early years of the Premier League where you had far more flair players being allowed to do flair things. I mean, you've got to remember, at the end of the day, yes, it's a game, but it is viewed as a form of entertainment. And the way I look at it, unfortunately, like a lot of things in life, it's not very cheap these days to go to a game of football. Unlike a movie or a rock gig, where you're pretty much guaranteed entertainment, at football sometimes you're not. And I feel, so number one, I'm a Tom fan, but I feel he's lost his way a little bit. I couldn't get on the other week, and the other week there was that one game where he talked about they're all cup finals now. Well, whether we like Bale or not, it was that one game where he didn't even pick a central, a proper
Oxford.
Yeah, thank you. And that completely bamboozled me. I don't get that. I also don't feel Vata gets enough time. I think there's flair in the club, but I've got a horrible feeling we're going to just quietly sink down to about 12th or something when it's stupid. We're still 4 points off the playoffs with 7 games left, so it's not impossible. But what I can't understand is how any club can keep, and it's not just this season, but this season again, we keep coming out and we're flat for the opening 45 minutes. I don't get that. And I don't buy into the bullshit of the international break and everything, because Leeds have got some players in their squad and they came. I know they ended up drawing with Swansea, but they weren't. But in fact, they scored in the first minute. So it just feels something's a bit off. It does. And like Moobs was saying, it's not good to watch. It's quite negative. And like Greg said as well, you know, it has become part of the modern game. And it is getting boring. And people love to see attacking, entertaining football. You know, when you think back to like the classic Keegan Newcastle side that will win 4-3 or lose 5-4, it's brilliant to watch. Sitting there, and I had a feeling it was going to be 0-0 yesterday. One of my buddies is a Plymouth fan, and 16 attempts on goal and 1 on target. That's not good enough. That's not good.
Agree.
But, you know,
We were all brought up under the great man's football, weren't we? We were brought up on his football, which was to get the ball forward and have at least 20 shots on goal. Well, yesterday, we didn't have one until the back end of the first half. And we had 90-odd% possession.
Yeah.
Now, 90-odd% possession don't win you a game of football.
No, it's sticking the back of the net, isn't it?
It looks good on the stats.
Yeah.
And all this rubbish I hear from, and I have to say, modern day followers of football that, if you don't play with 2 up, if you play with 2 up, you're going to get outnumbered in midfield. Well, find a way around it. Then.
Play 4 then. Play 4 in midfield then.
Well,
you know, this whole, you know, this is crap, mate. It really is, mate, honestly, because, 4-4-2, people could play that. But they said in 10 years' time, you won't get any Mavericks in the game either because everyone will be a robot. And like we said with Owen speaks a lot of crap most of the time, 99.9% of the time, he speaks a load of bullshit. But the one thing he did say is you had to be a pure footballer back 20, 30 years ago. Now you just have to run a few yards and be a bit strong. Yeah, and then you get good. You can carve a career. I know it's not as easy as that, but I know the gist of what he's trying to get at, and that's what you're saying. The purists now remember all the Mavericks and the 4-4-2s and all this sort of stuff. And this one up front crap is no wonder teams get isolated, like you've said as well, Greg. With 90% possession, it means bugger all if you don't put the ball in the back of the net because you don't deserve to win the game.
Yeah, well, you say one up front, Pitch. In our case with Bayo, it's like half a player up front, or nothing up front.
I'd stick Moons up front.
I shouted from the upper GT yesterday, take Bayo off and bring on a traffic cone. It would do better.
More of an outlet.
And actually, I got a laugh out of Gianluca Nani, who wasn't too far. It's. What an inept performance that was from him. We have had some ranked centre forwards over the years. Your Steve Butlers, your Jamie Morley's, the list goes on.
Mick Quinn.
He is up there with them, isn't he? He is absolutely terrible.
I'll tell you what, Mickey Quinn looks like a prime Kevin Phillips compared to Bayo. Doesn't he? Remember Mick Quinn when he came on against Oldham? It's like, Jesus Christ, mate. You let yourself go slightly.
Andy Kennedy, the one that was with Maria Whittaker, the page 3 model.
Oh, Andy Kennedy, yeah.
We've had a long list of poor centre forwards, but Bayo is up there with the best of them. With the worst of them. He is.
That's part of it, isn't it, guys? Is the fact that we had that transfer window in January, and what did we do? They've done nothing. Done absolutely nothing. And it's just, it just makes me shake my head, to be honest with you, because my mate's a West Bromwich fan, and who did they pick up from Southampton? They picked up. He's a well-known goal scorer. I can't remember his bloody name, but they got him, and it just shows a lack of ambition. I'm looking forward to the summer, and I'm looking forward to, I don't know what the rumours are yet, if there's any more chance of new owner, but I'd love to see some investments back.
You go on Twitter, mate. There's plenty of them who claim they've got sources, and they all start giving us the usual bollocks like they usually do on Twitter. So just go on Twitter, mate, if you want any rumours. Right, just shout out a few comments, boys.
The problem is the asking price.
Yeah, true.
That is the problem.
Right, okay, just a few comments. Right, evening, guys from Halsey. Stuart saying, evening, boyos. Dave, what do you think of the corner taken yesterday? Do we need a set piece coach? We'll get on that soon, mate. Me and him have been talking about that. Not going to be a yes man from Stuart. We are bloody awful. Beat last year's standing. Then that's the season for me. Halsey, nice to see Moobsy celebrating the FA Cup semi-final, Man City again. Melanie, hello back from my son's Mother's Day roast dinner. Yeah, big happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there as well. Big shout out to all of them. Terry said, I don't think it helps not having a decent striker focal point as the players don't know where to put the ball in the box. Darren isn't frozen on YouTube, by the way. That's from Halsey. Stuart, these players aren't footballers, they're athletes. Fact. Hilary Pierce, I find myself wondering how the season would have panned out if we'd given our striker hadn't given our striker Rajovic away. Stuart, modern football does not need strikers. It's a dying position. He's also said cleverly is incept, new young manager. We all have his back. But what shit we are watching, the turning point will happen. Playoffs, feck off. Stuart again, Halsey. Fuck. If you had a traffic cone on the pitch, would have to make the lines yellow. Yeah, good point there from Halsey. Right, yeah, Terry's put up here, boys. Should Bayo be dropped now for the season to give young strikers a chance? I mean, you got the lad that came on yesterday, the bit that I did watch, he looked really, really promising. To be honest, I'd rather have him up front than Bayo. But Dino, what do you reckon, mate? Because you were there, you watched most of it.
I was impressed. No, don't get me wrong. I was impressed with him. It's just, I know height and strength's nothing to do with it. We've had loads, it has nothing to do with being a great player. It's just the physicality I worry about. I think he's going to be more of a impact sub at the moment. He did some very intelligent runs. He's very quick, but I just think I didn't. People are going to shoot me down. I didn't think Bio done too bad yesterday. In the first half, I thought he done all right at holding the ball up. I know he's a goal scorer and he did have chances and he should have buried one from 1 yard away. Absolutely. I was just worried at the size of that little lad. I think he'd be better off, like Greg's saying, 2 up top. I think it'd suit him to have a partner up there than just him on his own. I don't see him winning many headers. A promising young talent. He did impress me and he excited me. Like Darren said, it's about excitement and entertain. He definitely entertained me. But at the moment, I think we've just got Bio and that don't say much about us. Or you give Fatter a chance up top maybe. But to be honest, he didn't have a great game either yesterday. So I wouldn't mind seeing the young lad, but we've got some big games coming up. We've got Bristol City, Hull and West Brom. And if by some miracle we can beat City and West Brom, you never bloody know, do you? But I can't see it. So that's my only query with him. He's a little bit... It's the physicality I'm worried about. It's a tough old league, the Championship. I think he'd be better off coming off the bench and just getting a bit of experience at the moment. That's my opinion at the moment.
Yeah, Noobs.
Well, quite frankly, I don't understand how Bayo's got back in. Well, actually, I do because Dumia got injured. I've not been impressed with Bayo at all this season. 4 goals at Sheffield Wednesday. Well, how crap must your defence be if you've let him score 4 times in one game, Sheffield Wednesday? Answers on a postcard when you're ready. It's getting to the point where I think we know we're almost certain that he won't be with us next season. That he is technically now an Udinese player. So I think maybe it is time to just chuck the shirt at the youngsters. Just say to them, look, go and get the minutes in the tank now. Get ready for next season. I do agree with that comment about Rajovic. We should not have got rid of him. I'd really love to know the full ins and outs over that because there's more to it than meets the eye. But yeah, I lost patience with Bayo a long time ago. So I think, yeah, I'll just bench him. Just give him like 20 minutes, half an hour a game. That'll do me.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Greg?
Yeah, Messiah Edwards actually, for his age category, is a wide player. So he's not a he's not a centre forward. Obviously, there was no way to put him on wide yesterday, and the lad did well when he came on down the middle. But I don't think long term is going to be his position. Yeah, look, Bayo is not going to be our player next year. Well, let's hope he's not. Let's hope we don't loan him back. My God, I hope we don't. Let's just see what other alternatives we've got. Maybe play Messiah Edwards for 45 and the Irish. There's an Irish centre forward that we bought in January. Can't remember his name. But let's try other options. Even, do a GT and stick one of our spare centre halves up top to hold the ball up. Because anything but Bayo, literally anything but Bayo, because he is just a shocking footballer. And there's no other way. He wants to go to Udinese because he wants to play at a higher level. My good God. I don't particularly believe that. I think there's some, well, let's not say, but, there's something going on there because, he's not going to get any goals in Serie A. But, yeah, anybody instead of Bayo. And he's not the future, so anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then, Darren.
Yeah. I think the last words Greg said were great when he said, he's not the future, and he's not the future, right? And let's be fair, the guy's had his chances. He's had many, many, many appearances for the club. And I just don't, like others have just said as well, the whole thing with Rajovic never felt right from the beginning. It was a strange summer season, getting rid of your player of the season / captain and getting rid of your leading goal scorer. I don't know any other club that's ever done that, but we did. And it's like, this is the thing. This is the kind of meat and potatoes of the season now, the running. And if we did have I know prolific goal scorers cost a lot of money, but if we would have, like I said before, about Nani and others, if they'd have got off their arse and maybe looked into League One and seen that, guess what? There's some pretty decent strikers out there. People that are going to be hungry coming in would love a chance to thrive in this league. And at this club, it's still a great club. But yeah, no, Bayo leaves, and I don't like to ever pick on anyone, but he has been poor, and time for a change up front, I think. What do you think?
Exactly, mate. I'd rather have Adeyemo, stick him up there.
Yeah. What's going on with him?
Injuries.
Is it injuries?
Oh, okay.
There must be someone in the youth we can. I don't think they're going to commit anything until the semis, but there must be something we've got in there that we can play, because Bayer's just absolutely hopeless.
Yeah.
He's just. You don't want to hate on him, but right. Let's get on to the last one before we go on to Move's segment. Right, Leo Mansell. I don't think no relation to Nigel. He says, "Why do we need the pot size?" Sorry, that whizzed past me there. Why do we need? Why do we need the pot size? That's basically what he said. Well, what I would say is, of all the stuff that we slated them for, the training ground is fantastic. Training ground, the stadium they've updated. We had so many seasons in the Prem. But then you look at it, the shambolic way certain legends have been treated and certain other people have been treated in that club, and the way we've not been investing and giving coaches time to do their job. But in respect, cleverly, for once we've broken the mold here, and he's been over a year now in the job, so there is good things they've done, but recently, I personally think it's time to sell up. But I know certainly Greg's got a big opinion on this, but I'll move Dino, go on, mate, before because I know Greg's been quite vocal about this over the last season as well. No, in a good way, but he's been quite vocal about this.
I think I'll pass it to Greg. I've always been a Pozzos to be honest with you, but even I'm starting to lose. I'm starting to get a bit fed up with them now. Like you said, they've done everything terrific, but like you said, it is time to sell up now. I'm just going to leave it with that. I'll pass it to Greg. I'll let him voice his opinion a bit more than mine.
Look, the Pozzo tenure is like a book. The first half of it was brilliant. The middle was okay. The end is dreadful, and I want to put the book down. Yeah. They invested at the start. They're not putting any money in now, and they've been great for Watford Football Club. Don't get me wrong; they were great for Watford Football Club, but now is the time. Every tenure comes to an end, and now is the time for a refresh. Governments get tired, CEOs get tired that need to change. The problem is Gino's evaluation. I understand there are plenty of people that are interested in buying Watford Football Club. However, his price is ridiculous. Kieran Maguire, who is I would call the oracle on such things, does an excellent podcast called The Price of Football, calls our valuation bonkers. And he knows how much every single one of the 92 football clubs in the football pyramid are worth, and he calls our valuation bonkers. We will not be sold until Gino realizes that his asking price is ridiculous and to accept what it's worth, because what it's worth, he will make a nice profit anyway. Yeah. So Gino, realize what your asset is worth and sell it. You've done great for us. Thank you very much. But it's time for a reboot.
Couldn't put it better myself. Moves.
Oh, I'm just agreeing with absolutely everything. That's hit the nail on the head. We talked about it the other week, and I was pretty vocal. And I still stand by it. Exactly what Wendo's just said. We do need. It is time for a change. You know, it's like what we've had in this country. What happened last year at the election? You know, 14 years we had one lot. Now we've got a new lot, and it is time. We can be thankful for the journey that we've been on with them. You know, an FA Cup final. You know what they've done to the stadium is amazing. You know, they turned it around. You know, they gave us something to be proud of, and not something that was turning more into a garden shed. You know, like we say, the training facilities are second to none. But yeah, please, Gino, if you just lower your valuation and take the money and run. It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You've got to a certain point, just get out, take the money and run. And you know, and we thank you. We thank you for everything.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
yeah. But would you ask him to phone a friend or take a 50-50 or ask the audience?
Or ask a Darren.
Well, yeah. We'll ask Darren. We'll ask Darren. That's the new one.
Yeah. Seriously, I mean, I think we're all on the same page here. For me, I think one of the things that's really sad is I don't think Gino has got it in his head. Yes, the fans really appreciate what he's done. What is a shame is the longer this goes on, the more his legacy gets tarnished. He definitely built a great club, no denying that. Saved us from a horrible three-sided ground. Well, not horrible, that's too strong a word, but a poor-looking three-sided stadium to a first-class, fit-for-Premiership ground. Outstanding training facilities. That's amazing. People are never going to forget that. But the trouble is with the way the mind works, you always kind of end up remembering the end. And the longer this goes on, people will think, oh, thank God he's gone, whenever he goes. And it's just as Wendover was saying there, and he's bang on. I mean, I've heard this as before. His own valuation is out to lunch to what the rest of the world thinks. And it's a shame because, as you say, he could still make a lot of money. So for me, yeah, it's been brilliant, but I think like everything, it's coming to its end now. So, yeah.
Certainly, mate. Right. Anyone want to add anything? Because we'll go on to the segment if some of you boys want to go or stick around for it.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right.
Well, what? Dino, you relaxed there?
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
He's back in the Turkish jail again.
Yeah, different one though. Different one. Been moved.
Well, I'll bid you a good night and maybe see you all soon.
Yeah, mate. See you later. Cheers, Greg. Nice one.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Greg.
Always a nice boy, isn't he?
Nice boys.
Nice boys. Right. Okay. Let's get this switched. Right. Okay. Let's get on to the segment. I've been waiting for this. So, and obviously Darren has by the look on his face. So let's get straight onto it.
Oh man, always good. Oh, we've lost Darren now. We've lost the picture. Disappointed, mate. Disappointed. But anyway, hello, greetings, welcome back, everyone. You had a week off last week. Solitary, yes, it is solitary confinement, Halsey. We can confirm that. Cell Block H just ran out of Wi-Fi, by the way, as well, by the looks of things. But yes, you had a week off last week for me. The young man is back now. God, blimey, everything's going off here. So yes, you had a week off last week. That wasn't great, was it? No, it wasn't. It was not great. So much has been happening in the world of non-league and women's football and God knows what else. So right, I'm gonna try and catch all this up. Let's start off with yesterday before I get to the women's bit, because I'm going to cover some non-league. Massive thank you to Melanie for that update on Hitchin, the brilliant local derby. Did you get down to the local derby? Was it more entertaining than Watford? Well, yes, by the looks of it, because it finished 2-2 in that game against Royston Town. A nice little local derby there. You got goals galore. But I did say the other week, was there a non-league team, a local non-league team, doomed for relegation, which could cause Hemel a few problems? Well, I did say it. But now the tide has turned, because I'm going to start in National League South, because I'm going to quickly start with Hemel, because they went to Bath City yesterday, lovely part of the world if you ever get to go down there, and they came away with a valuable point. They're now very solid in mid-table, up in the top half. Pitch, you'd be pleased to know that they're in the top half of the table again. Way! So they got a valuable 0-0 draw. Bath City even had a penalty saved as well, by a goalkeeper from some team at who's on loan from Junction 10 of the M1. I'll leave you to work out what that team is. Not North Harpenden, by the way. So big well done to them. Now, the big one I said a couple of weeks ago, St Albans City were looking like they were doomed for relegation. Well, I tell you what, they're trying to do the Great Escape right now. They have had a little upturn in form, and they picked up a valuable win yesterday. And it is absolutely massive, because it could mean that Hemel might avoid going in the National League North next season. But I won't go into that tonight. I will talk about that some other time or on another show. So big well done to St Albans picking up that win. Kings Langley got thumped yesterday. Not good for them, losing at home. But a big what's beer of the week? Been a shy season. Trust me, we all need a drink. Stuart, trust me. So yes, I've lost my train of thought now seeing that one. But no, honestly, I've got to say congratulations to Berkhamsted Town, I believe, because I have been reliably informed they have secured a playoff spot following yesterday's game. So if that is true, which I believe it is, a big well done to Berkhamsted. Hopefully they might get back up and join Hemel, and we can have another proper local derby. If anyone wonders what one that is, it's called the I think it's called the Canal Derby, isn't it, Pitch? I think we called it.
Yeah, it's on the river.
it's on the canal. So.
Did you see the bottom there, by the way, mate? The comment.
South Park.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes, cracking win. 6-1. Jesus Christ, that's a fantastic win. Don't know where they are in the league though. I think they're mid-table. Can't go up, can't go down. But yeah, emphatic win. So non-league done for another week. And remember, if you're not going, boys are away next week, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Right, okay. If you're not going to a game next week, if you're not going Watford away next week, go to no, Stuart, hang on. Hang on with that one. 30 seconds and we're going to talk about it. Right, go and watch a non-league game next week if you're not going to go to Watford away. So, anyways, enough of non-league. Time for a bit of women's news. Yes, everyone loves it. You love it. We all love it. And it's more hot off the press than anything right now. Right. So a couple of results to fill you in on, because we have played a couple of games since. Last Sunday, we made a trip back to Oxford to actually play Oxford United this time. I come away with a 0-0 draw. Not much it weren't very entertaining. Yes, need to book a flight, Stuart. The details are coming up very, very shortly. Hold on one moment. So, last Sunday, they played against Oxford away. Wednesday night, they played AFC Wimbledon away in a rearranged game, because that was called off a month or so ago because of a waterlogged pitch. And that one finished 1-1. Can you believe it? 2 draws in 4 days. The girls should have won, but they just couldn't find the winner in time. So a big well done to them, because they keep their unbeaten run going. I think that's something like 7 away games on the spin that they are undefeated in. It's unbelievable. It's brilliant form. They haven't had a game today. I've had a weekend off, thankfully. The fact that it's Mother's Day would have been a bit of a problem as well. Would have gotten a spot of bother. But next week, the girls are back in action. Now, everyone just hold on a minute. Next week, we are playing Ipswich Town, but we're at Wealdstone for the final time this season, okay? So next Sunday is Ipswich Town at home. This is another rearranged one. This is the final rearranged game of the season. But this is our last game at home, technically at home, where we share with Wealdstone. So come down next week, 2:00 kickoff. Now, this game has got a lot riding on it because if Ipswich win, they are all but promoted as champions. So it is going to be an absolute humdinger of a game. The girls are going to be fired up for it because they don't want to see that happen. So please, if you're about next Sunday, get your tickets from watfordfc.com /tickets. Log in with your fan ID. You get a discount every time you buy a ticket. If you're a season ticket holder, a club member, a Wealdstone season ticket holder, anything like that, you will get a discount. Okay, you get in for half price. I can't put it any more. I can't put it any more better than that. Now, Stuart, you just said about the girls playing at the Vic. That's the following week, so April the 13th. April the 13th, it is happening. The girls play their final home game of the season at Vicarage Road, and they're going to take on Gwalia United. So Sunday, April the 13th, I believe it is. We want to see you there, okay? We want to see as many people there. And do you want to know the best bit about this? They're doing it again. It's free for season ticket holders. I can't reiterate this enough. It is free. A free afternoon out. If you've got a family of 4 who are season ticket holders, you've got 2 adults, 2 children, it's a free match. It is absolutely free. So please come on down. That game will kick off at 2:00 as well. Come and cheer the girls on there. Come and cheer the girls on next week because they love all the support. It's been an absolute roller coaster this season. Unfortunately, we can't win the league. We can't get promoted. Yes, no, Halsey, he does not turn up. And quite frankly, I'm glad he doesn't. In a way, really could do without him. The girls' fixture at the Vic is officially finalised, Stuart. It is on the club website. If you go on watfordfc.com, you will see it under the women's bit and on the main bit as well. It is there. We are 100% playing at the Vic on April the 3rd, on the second weekend of April, which I believe will be like April 12th, April 13th, however it falls. So it's that weekend. So yeah, honestly, guys, it is free. That game at the Vic is free for season ticket holders. So please come on down, come show the support. The other week we broke a record apparently for the biggest attendance. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go and do it again. Let's break it again and let's send a message to the Pozzos that it's time to bring the girls to the Vic permanently. Because the more it happens, the more, and I really mean this, the more they can't ignore it. So honestly, guys, if you're about, you've got nothing to do, no worries, Stuart, you're welcome, mate. No problem at all. Guys, please come on down. Next Sunday and the following Sunday, your last chance to see the girls at their respective home grounds for the season. Let's finish the season on an absolute high, and let's stop Ipswich getting one hand on that trophy, because I really do not want that one little bit. So you know what you got to do. Thank you.
Hey, there we go. Hey, get in there. Right, okay, boys and girls, we'll see you next week, 8 p.m. For the fans' verdict Saturday, and then obviously for Sunday Night Live. Coincidentally, it's on Sunday, so next Sunday. So as always, so it'd be stupid if it wasn't. So we'll see you then. Just a massive shout out. I wanted to leave it till last. A massive shout out to Luther Blissett, who got his legacy cap during the week, 960. numbered cap. I'm going to say it, typical club. Haven't mentioned one bit about it. Gave us a rush statement about his health as well. You know how close I am to Luther and Lauren, but I think it's absolutely disgusting. But that's by or by. It's fantastic that Luther's been acknowledged, and also he's on the panel for a little bit as well pre-game. So that was absolutely brilliant seeing that. Definitely the best bit of the best bit of the night. The game wasn't that great. So yeah, no, well done, Luther. Totally deserved getting the adulation that he deserves, and yeah, legacy cap completely deserved, isn't he? Has Observer mentioned it? I think they probably have. I will have a look at it. I'll be surprised if they haven't, mate. But if you can look it up as well, because I should have done that and posted it, but I reckon they would have done. But yeah, no, just massive shout out to Luther. Fantastic. I think also first black player to score a hat-trick for England as well. I know people say don't want to bring race into it or nothing, but yeah, absolutely brilliant trailblazer, like a lot of them were back then as well. So yeah, fantastic. Well on Luther, top bloke. Yeah, we all love Luther, Watford's favourite son. So yeah, salute out to Luther as always. See you next week, boys and girls. Massive shout out to Greg, aka Wendover Horn, Canadian Darren, the Dino, the young man, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mood Dino. We all try and do it so we don't get our faces in the intros and stuff. I'll have a look at that in the week. It's a fucking nightmare. I don't know why it does it. It's the first time I've done it, but yeah, it's gone all right, and it gives us a bit more. You know, the comments come up on screen as well live, which is even better. So we can put it at the bottom of the screen and also on the right. So at least that gives people, you know, when they put their comments, it looks even more valued than before. But yeah, I've got to go. I've got a lovely night shift coming up, so I've got to speed off for that, boys and girls. But yeah, Dino loves it as well. So with his Tesco Wi-Fi. But as always, you've been beautiful. We've been TMA. It's good night for the Canadian.
Indeed. Good night from the man over in Turkey.
It's good night from Moods.
Good night, people.